everyone.
What's up? We are finally doing this thing.
Yes.
Thank you for everybody's patience. We're getting ready to roll.
Yes. Are you excited?
I'm
excited that my sis is joining me for this.
We are definitely excited, and I can't wait for us to start. We've got some hard hitters.
Yes.
So I'm really excited.
So share this out right now.
Right now.
Like right now. And that's what I'm doing. Sharing it.
Okay.
And we are live on Facebook as well as YouTube. Shout out to everybody who's watching from YouTube. I'm just trying to figure out, how do we see the comments? If we can have music. Oh no, you're supposed to be introducing yourself, Nettie.
Oh, I was?
Yes.
Well, I'm Nettie Long Poetry. I've been doing, poetry now. Been writing poetry now for about 6 years. Been performing for the last 2. I met the beautiful, the one and only Nicki the poet.
Yes.
About a year ago, at Ambition's book release, his latest book release, and she was just amazing. I've been following her ever since. And I consider her a mentor. Actually, she's been really, she actually just scooped me up and made me part of her little gang, you know. I'm definitely was a shy girl, definitely. And she kind of helped me through that. Her and Ambition, 2-time tagged. I don't know me, but I feel like I'm part of this community now that I just can't get away from, and I owe her and Ambition all the credit to that. So doors have opened up for me, thanks to both of them, and as I continue to grow, and I meet new poets, especially the ones that are on today. You guys are amazing, and we just wanted to give you guys a platform to do such amazing things. So without further ado, Nicki the poet.
Hi, for everyone who don't know me, thank you so much for tuning in. First of all, could be anywhere on there. Well, not anywhere because stuff is still closed down, but you don't have to tune into our show. And for all the artists that signed up to perform, thank you so much. For those who don't know me, my name is Nicki the poet. I'm nothing but a former shy girl who found her voice through poetry and now uses poetry to help others find their voice. And like Nettie was saying, I do know, like, with the quarantine and everything, some artists was finding it hard to find open mic, so we just wanted to create this platform tonight for anyone to come and share their piece. So we're so grateful for everyone who signed up, and we're going to get into the list and very, very soon, because we have a lot of heavy hitters on tonight, and we want to give everybody their space to promote themselves as well as to do what they came here to do, to drop on the mic. I don't know if Nettie wanted to drop a piece while we wait.
Oh wait.
I don't know.
Why did you do that?
I don't know. Nettie wants to drop a piece while we wait for people to come into the room.
She said she didn't even want to do a piece. I said, okay, well, I don't need to do one.
I'll do one later if I have to. But I think you can bless the mic real quick. Start us off real strong.
Oh my goodness. I was okay. So I'll do a piece. I was not prepared to do, but I'll do one. This piece is called But. You'll see why. Loving you doesn't feel wrong. It's how you love me back that makes it feel wrong. It's when you don't have the words to say when I need to be comforted in any way. It allows me to bury myself in your chest and cry for a while, just to release frustration when I'm all messed up. But the emptiness is so raw and hard to the core that it leaves no room for a compassionate heart. And tenderness only comes when you're stroking inside of these walls of my crevices, and only then does your touch become irreplaceable. Only then none can compare to this at all. But My love isn't made up of it being just physical. It's much more deeper than that. And if you weren't so blinded and driven by what you didn't have, you would see that my love offers so much more than any fantasy you could ever have. And I know you fantasized about me. Every day you told people I knew how you were going to marry me, how you knew I was the one for you, and I didn't even know your name at the time, and I didn't want to know. I knew you were going to be trouble, but you were so persistent, and I thought, oh wow, how genuine. I thought 4 months is at least enough time to at least give you my number just to see what you were talking about. And what struck out the most was how you said you weren't going to waste my time,
Mm.
how I wouldn't regret it, and nothing would be furthest from the truth. Your selfishness has you at a disadvantage because the ball is certainly in my court on what to do with you and your insanity. You don't have a single card to play in this game, and you certainly don't ran out of poker chips to place any bets on me. Leaving you should have been the first thing on my mind to do, but it wasn't. I was trying to understand what was going on in your head that made you think you could do this to me and get away with it. Trying to stay with you after these unspoken truths has been going downhill for me. And as a lady, I was never built to withstand certain unethical behaviors such as infidelities. Yet walking away has been the hardest thing for me to do. My headspace in shambles, messed up in a way I couldn't even begin to explain to you, but a wise man told me, do nothing. Do nothing until one, I was over the shock of being cheated on. Two, I was no longer angry with you. Three, my hurt was manageable and I can talk about it without crying. Four,
Mhm.
then I asked myself, was I happy when I was with you? Yes, but when we weren't together, uh, I didn't trust you. Five, I had to ask myself, would I be content being the side chick? I mean, hell no. But I don't know why I just can't let go. He said everything takes a process. You can't help who you love, and it takes time to deal with every emotion involved. So, not making a decision right now is the best decision for now, but I would know when I was ready to deal with each phase. Best advice anyone could have given me these days because I haven't even gotten over phase one, being cheated on.
Let's go, Nettie.
You stupid.
Let's go. And wasn't that new?
It was new. I haven't dropped it.
I haven't dropped it. So we getting
No.
a video soon, right?
Yeah. That might be, yes, yes, you're gonna hold me to that. So she said I have to do a video. I gotta learn it. So yeah.
That's awesome for a new piece,
Well,
though.
thank you.
Do you want to give everyone some inspiration about why you wrote the piece and a little
Well, yeah.
snippet?
So I wrote that it was a relationship I was in about 2 years ago. And I don't know how he did it. I don't know how we lasted 10 months in a relationship and I was clueless that he was uh had a whole living relationship. And he did it very, very slickly. Impose one of his friends. Listen, he was very clever, okay? Don't judge me. He was very clever. So yeah, and then one day she showed up at my house.
What?
Yes. It was not good. It was just not a good situation. But of course I wasn't upset with the woman. She had no idea. I had no idea. But
Mm-hmm.
I let that thing play out. I had to look at him and like, I don't know. Why didn't you tell me what's going on?
Right.
So it wasn't good. But I mean, we ended up being cool. Bye. I don't do
Bye.
messy. But yeah, I don't know. Guys get clever every time. I don't know.
That's
It's just best to stay
the
single. I
list.
know. And I just dropped it.
Oh Lord.
So sorry. Bye.
And if you guys don't know, if you're not aware, me and Nettie actually have a poetry workshop
Yeah.
coming up the end of this month, November the 28th, part
Mhm.
of our former Shy Girl boot
Yes.
camp. And this workshop is going to be focused on finding your why.
Right.
So feel free to register at nickythepoet.org.
Mm-hmm.
It is an in-person workshop. We're working on a virtual one soon coming in December. But
But
this
it's
one is
free.
virtual. Yes, it is free.
It's free.
It is free.
So we should be packed out.
Period.
Period.
Yeah, so we're about to head right into this list. Do you want to introduce the first person?
I do. Kenny.
Let's
Kenny
bring
KP
him
Walker
up.
Jr.
Hey, what's up, ladies? How y'all doing?
Good,
Good.
how are
How are
you?
you?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right. I'm chilling, man. Thank you for having me
Well, we're
here today.
excited. You were like the first
And
one to sign up.
I was.
You were like the
I,
first one to sign up, so we had to make you first.
I didn't want. I didn't want to seem like I was thirsty or anything like that. I didn't want. I, didn't want- you know, after the way you guys just, man, after the way you guys just, talked about men and everything, I didn't want to make it seem like I was trying to run a game or
We
anything.
forgot y'all was over here.
No,
You know,
there's
I
no
just,
man bashing going on
No, we
here.
not.
I want to keep it kosher. I want to keep it 100. Okay, I'm just trying to. I have too much. Okay, great. Okay, I'm good. All right.
So
So,
why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and then just dive right
All
in.
right, we're about to give you the floor.
okay, my name is Kenny KP Walker Jr. I am a spoken word artist. Uh, check me out on social media on Facebook and Instagram, Kenny KP Walker Jr. And my website is kennykpwalkerjr.com. And I also do a podcast on Saturday nights with my sister that's on Facebook and YouTube, and I write for a website. So I do spoken word poetry, and please check out my released album I put out in July, Sewing Paper by Kenny Walker Jr. on all major platforms. This is called, I've done this before, so this is not new, but I'm trying to practice it more and do more with it. But this is the piece I wrote during the George Floyd riots. This is called "I Can't Sleep," and I got the inspiration from my sister who was on Facebook during the riots and everything, and doing everything going on, saying how she couldn't sleep, and this is my take from that. I can't sleep, and I toss and turn in the dark with my eyes wide open. I can see through the darkness. I look for the light, but I can't find it. I can't find the reason I'm not perceived as an equal. Like I can't find the humanity and white supremacy. I can't find the love and prejudice. I can't find one answer why it's so dark in the heart that would cause someone to hate me because of my melanin, my beautiful melanin, my unique melanin, my proud melanin. I can't sleep. Anxiety fills my mind. The worry I have for my son, my father, my cousins, my uncles, my friends, my people. The noise of the siren running through the night do not keep me awake. It's the boom I hear in the streets. It's who that ambulance has in the back. It's where that fire truck is putting out that fire. It's what call the police is going to that might take another black life. The anxiety of knowing the conversation I had to have with my son about how his life is different because he is a black man. The anxiety of telling my son how he has to conduct himself in public because he is a black man. The anxiety of knowing that we both are considered weapons with nothing in our hands because we are black men. I can't sleep because I can't understand. I can't understand why I can't be treated as a man, like a human being. Why I can't be innocent, why I can't be loved, why I can't relax, why I can't enjoy life, why I can't call this land my ancestors built home, why I can't live. I, I just want to live. I can't sleep and I can't understand because I can't breathe. Suffocated by the weight on my shoulders so heavy that I can't lift the burden that would make me free, truly free. free to live, free to jog down the neighborhood, free to shop at any store, free to eat at any restaurant, free to go to any park, free to go to any school, free to drive down any street, free to be a black man in America. I can't sleep and I can't understand why I can't breathe and why I'm so tired of racism, so tired of discrimination, so tired of stereotypes, so tired of accusations because I'm a black man, so I had to have done it. So tired of being told that things are way better than they were before while I watch my brothers and sisters die in the streets, literally in the streets. So tired of white privilege, so tired of denial of that privilege, so tired of America's lie that this is the land of the free. I can't sleep and I can't understand that I can't breathe. And if I can't breathe, then how can you? I can't sleep, so I stay woke. Thank you. Am I still on?
Yes.
I love your pieces. This is actually one of my favorite pieces. Um, you always tend to be very relatable and current to the times, and I just appreciate your poetry.
Oh, thank you.
You're
It's nice
welcome.
to be appreciated. I appreciate you guys putting this together, though. This is great. I appreciate you guys putting this together.
Well, stick around because we may have time to do
I'm
another
I'm
piece.
not going nowhere.
Okay.
I'm not. I'm
Ow.
going to.
Okay.
I'm going to.
Ow.
I'm going to pour. I'm going to pour a drink and hang out. I'm not going
All
nowhere.
right. All right. I appreciate that because you don't want to go. You don't want to miss anything. Trust me.
I don't want to miss anything. I want to see who's coming up next. Who's next? Who's on the list?
Well, next up we have CC Speaks.
Oh, you better bring it, girl.
Girls.
Where's she at?
Hello.
There she-
Can you see me?
We got you.
Up?
Hi.
Yeah, we
Yes.
can see you.
Hello. You guys
How
can hear
are
me?
you?
I'm good. I'm great.
Yes,
Yes.
I'm
you're
so
good.
happy
You're
to
right.
be here. I'm loving the poetry so far. This is awesome. Just for
Awesome.
introduction, my name is CC Speaks. I'm the author of Woken Word. I'm a poet from Akron, Ohio. And tonight I'm going to be sharing a poem called The Purpose of My Pain. And basically it comes from a place of being transparent and looking back on things you went through, and it all starts to make sense. And you let your pain allow you to have purpose and you make something of it. So that's kind of where this poem was written from a place of.
Well, you go ahead and have the floor. We're going to get out your way.
All right, ladies. Thank you. I searched high and low. Still no progress was shown from the deepest love affairs to drugs that had my mind blown, and I still felt incomplete. I bought pets, I had sex, I tried celibacy, and even with nobody touching me, I still felt out of touch with me. Then I found a true love, a bond so tight, feeling like I finally got this right with no ending in sight, and still, somehow I laid awake in bed at night. As my frustration started to arise with no directions, no guides, from my emptiness, I tried to hide, but my pain was inside. And as my pain got so deep, it brought me down to my knees. I finally heard God speak. He said, "You can't fill your voids because you're not incomplete." And all this time I spent searching, I was looking for me. See, my heart's been locked up, but only I had the key. And on my journey to self love, I finally been set free.
Yes.
Mhm. Get it, girl.
So, tell us more
Thank
about this
you.
book.
So, Woken Word is a poetry book that dropped a couple months ago. And basically, it's just a collection of my poems ranging from lots of different topics, and put together in a book. Most of my poetry, I'd say like 95% stems from a place of trying to be uplifting or inspiring and have a blatant or subtle message of self-love, because that's really my purpose. So poetry just allows me to put my feelings and my encouragement into words and to be able to share with other
Yes.
people. So I really appreciate the gift, honestly. And I appreciate you all for having me tonight.
Well, we appreciate you coming in, dropping your bars. Be sure to leave a comment like on the actual live on Facebook where they can find your book, where they can follow you, and all that stuff. So, because we want to hear more.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much. We got Casey. Casey. That's dope. You enjoying the poetry so far?
Of course. Of
Who we got up
course.
next? Let them know.
I think we have KC. Where you at, KC? Hey, sis, I can't hear you. You on mute?
All right, there we go. Sorry, yeah, I was on mute.
You
Hey,
about
I
to
want
go,
to start
KC?
off by, I want to start off by saying thank you for putting me on this, Nicki and Nettie. I appreciate y'all for that. These two pieces that I have here are new, something I recently wrote. Yeah, so I'm gonna get straight into it. So you see, I ain't gonna beat around the bush. I'm gonna just let you know I want it all. I want to smile without a worry, walk without a hurry. I want to be proud of my melanin, free my loved ones out that cell they in. I want to speak with power and confidence, live my life without consequence, and like my people with consciousness. You see, sometimes my life seems so profitless. I want to sway my long coarse hair, blink without a fear, breathe loud and clear. I don't think you understood me when I said I want it all. More than just my freedom. I want the liberty to be more than you see. I want my soul to scale every inch of this earth, touch everyone one way or another. One for one or one for all. I meant it when I said it. I'm going to take it all. And yeah, that's that piece I have. I have another one that I wrote, and that one is A Fearful Black Woman. I'll admit it, I'm scared. A Black woman in America, that's what they want me to be. My husband shot in front of my eyes is what they want me to see. They want me to be traumatized, too scared to be free. For my sons and my daughter, being Black in America means being afraid for your life, being scared of the police, understanding that the justice system isn't for us, but for them. America isn't our friend. Against our will, we are here. Without permission, we are here. We are here comfortably, because that's more important than keeping our race alive. It shouldn't be an eye for an eye. Yet it's our people, our soul, our minds going for nothing. And that's the end of that piece. Let's see. Once again, thank you guys for having me. I enjoy the vibes are always good with you guys. I enjoy every time we get together. Yeah, and those are my two current pieces.
Thank you so much. Do you have any upcoming projects that you want to plug? Where they can find, where everyone can find you on social media? And I believe, don't you have a book out?
Yeah. So that one's Breaking the Silence, Love Doesn't Hurt. That basically touches on domestic violence. And for social media platforms, you can I have Instagram. That's K.C. XOXO, and I'll put it all in the live on Facebook. I'll put all that information down there.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us on tonight.
No problem.
Enjoy your night, love.
Thank you, Casey.
No problem, ladies.
So for those who don't know me, my name is Nicki D the Poet. And like I said before, I'm nothing but a former shy girl who found her voice through poetry and now uses poetry to help others find their voice. Currently, I have 3 published books. The first one, Return to Grace. The second one is Naked, Facing the Girl in the Mirror. And then the third one is The Shy Girl Speaks. And yes, Nettie actually has all 3 of my books. And right now, what I'm going to do is perform the single of Shy Girl Speaks, which is Sneaky Link. I'm more than a sneaky link. I require phone calls, good morning text, flowers, and dates. Oh, that's too much for you? I'll give you 2 options. Come correct or get the fuck out my face. And I don't care what I allowed in the past. The woman I am today can't relate. You see, I'm more than a sneaky link. Heart shape emojis all up in my DM, writing me essays about how fine and chocolate I am. and everything you would love to do, but I check my profile. Not one like, not one comment from you. I guess public displays of your affection makes you uncomfortable. Which is funny because you sent me a picture of your erection even before you knew my name. You say you're a fan of my work, that you love my poetry. But if you really watch my last couple of videos, you will know that I hate that shit. And I said it before. Clearly, you have problem with your comprehension. So let me say this shit again. I'm more than the fluffiness of my tits, the juiciness of my ass, and what is in between my thighs. So let me get this straight.
Right.
You think you could tap this ass when you can't even double tap the pick? Truth be told, without a meeting of the mind, you can't even get her wet. Fuck you still doing in my DM for? You didn't get it through your dick store yet. I'm more than this thing you think. Meaning, if you don't think enough of me to text me throughout the day, don't text me after 10 p.m. asking me what I'm doing. I'm in bed, legs closed, being the child of God that Spencer and Malene raised. You know what my biggest problem with these niggas of the day? Number one, they don't know how to date. Half of them are a crappy leg. Always accusing a female wanting you for your money when you don't have a pot to piss in or wanted to throw it out. Always so quick to pull little Johnny out. But what's your status? When was the last time you got tested? When was the last time you even saw a PCP? Walking around looking like a walking STD when I'm gonna need you to do is stay the further distance away from me. Now, typically, I'm not a bitch. And I really, honestly, truly don't mean any disrespect. But if they think they ever have a chance of getting with Nicki,
Mm.
I'm gonna need them to learn how to come correct. And that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all. That's it. And that poem was written because in Naked, I actually have a poem called Unsolicited Bigfoot. But clearly, they ain't get the memo.
No,
Clearly,
I don't
kind of
understand
slow,
it. I
but
don't understand it.
that's
I
it.
don't.
That's all. Who we got next up on the list?
Well, I
See,
see.
we have
I see.
Rita. I think this is
Oh, yeah.
Hi,
I'm on it. Hey, how are you?
I'm fine. Peace and blessings, everyone. How's everyone doing today? I'm
Good.
Everybody's
sorry.
doing good. We can't wait to hear you.
Are you
Oh
ready
my
with a
gosh.
little intro?
My name is Elu Katori. I'm sorry I have a mask on, but it's been a very difficult week for me with my health. So
Mm.
I'm here though at this one. So
Great.
I'm a Jersey poet. I'm a mom. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an advocate for Black children. Yeah, the list goes on and on. I just can't think of everything right now.
Okay,
But
well, we're going to give you the floor and give you your space.
yes, thank you. Something looks crooked on my face. Okay. Um, so Nicki actually was on When Women Speak the other night, and I was supposed to be on as well, and I kind of like just missed the show. But Nicki D, you did a poem called Words Hurt Too, and I kind of did a spin-off of your poem. So I hope that you like it. She said words hurt too. That the tongue spits venomous, poisonous as false truths hanging from the fangs that have chewed out egos. But I speak anyway, allowing my words to strangle weak voices while leaving very few choices of how to escape my verbal lynching, except this literal choking. Wrap the length of my insults around your neck and figure out how to gasp through my disrespect because I want to hurt you in a way they've hurt me, hurt you in a way that makes you afraid to speak. I want to break you down to your knees, strip you of your confidence while testing your patience. I want you to beg, please, to end your please. And I don't really care what she said because right now I'm in my own head, ready to leave your ego for dead. I'm seeing nothing but red, and my mouth is full of the hollow tip pain blasting away through your heart, which I've stained with the remnants of my pain. My words are beyond insane, and I know they hurt, but hurt words hurt. And I don't want to hold them in, so I pass off my sin to you who I've weakened. Bless your energy with the best parts of my misery. I
needed the company to distract me from my enemy, the demon inside of me. I can't face what I don't wish to see, so I transfer this energy, and it is absorbed by you. You take it and reword it. So now my damaging words have purpose. You showed me you weren't worthless, held your head high when you cried to say goodbye, and I guess I should have tried to apologize, but guilt and shame kept me from that pursuit. And alone in a quiet room, I finally heard you when you said words hurt too. So that's my first piece. I have one more piece. I'm gonna end on a more positive note, and I'm gonna do my music poem, which is gonna be featured on Art for Change. When I get the release date, I will definitely share with everyone. Poetry. It is what drives my intellect to believe in many concepts. Love, family, respect, poetry, rooted deep within me. My innate ability to take a fantasy and bring it to reality. Lost within my pen, I am born to myself again. Reinventing life so that when you look back at who I was then, you can understand who I am now. Rhythm takes me beyond the understanding of my eyes, so I close them. Lost within the dynamics of space and time. If Jupiter and Venus had a comrade, it would be I. No longer centered with gravity, the melody propels me into poetry. Manually scripting everything that once was and is to be. Ink dipped in infinity, never to perish. This is my legacy. Words igniting on paper, then floating away in vapor, and fusing with the rhythm. The vibrations of past generations before it had a name. When the drums beat was the heartbeat of the community. Insanity was kept through feeling the energy of a beat you see. I have fallen victim to this beat, reincarnated in a new melody. Poetry. Silhouettes of sentences emerge from my thoughts, releasing a tundra of emotions which have brought pain, joy, unhappiness. But what I've been taught is to let go and let rhythm wrap itself within my poetry, relinquishing air so that my words can breathe with ease through the tempo and find their place within my flow, pace slow, then speeding up. I'm drowning in the sound of my imagination. Rhythm and poetry have made a connection. I am falling within that dimension. Time has no relevance here. The only thing entering my ear is the pulse, amplifying my inner thoughts, awaiting the pass of rhythm and poetry to cross, retaining clarity amidst the insanity, but my tranquility has already been etched into this melody. Poetry, rhythm, and poetry, music. Thank you, everybody. That's it.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you
you.
coming and blessing the stage on tonight. Do you have anything you would like to promote? Let us know where we can find you.
Oh, right now I have Art for Change that I worked with. I did a recording with them. Like I said, as soon as I know my release date, I'm going to share it with everyone. So you can follow me on my Instagram page at Alukatori. Actually, I'm just gonna put it in the chat where you can find me.
Yes, every
Thank you
artist
very much.
platform. Don't forget to put your username, all your handles in the chat so everyone can follow you.
Yes, and Nicki, I hope you appreciated the piece that I wrote because I was just very, very inspired last night. I caught the show late. I had to watch the replay, and I was just very, very inspired by your Words Hurt 2 piece. So I just did like a little spin-off.
Yes, I most definitely appreciate it. I appreciate any artist that get inspired by my work.
Period.
Thank
And
you.
especially
Thank you.
someone who
And
actually
hi, Nettie.
you know,
Thank you guys.
You were a joy. Thank you so much.
Bye bye. Next we have a very special treat coming up. You
Put her on. Put her on. Let's put her on.
Okay, she just want to put you
Let's put her on. It's my homegirl.
You guys surprised me. You're supposed to announce that I'm going on stage. I was like, wait a minute, I'm on stage. How are you guys?
She just got so excited, like, put her on, put her on, put her on.
Everybody's got to hear your words.
How are you?
What's up, Amira?
This is an amazing platform. I'm so glad to see you guys. I'm so glad that you have this going. And I hope that it's not the last one. Like, this is amazing.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, it's going good. So, like, where do we go from here, ladies?
A lot of people may not know who you are, even though I don't know how that is possible, but you know.
Oh, ooh. Okay, so first of all, let me just shout out to the poets that went before. They were all amazing. Ilukatori just did my most favorite poem of all. She knows that. I was back in the background. I don't know if you saw me. I can't dance a lick, but I was like popping and everything. It was so cool. Thank you. Thank you. My name is Amira. I host two programs. One is When Women Speak. It's an all women's platform of poetry and creatives. The other is When People Speak. And this one, we invite people from the community, poets, men and women, to also join us on the platform. I am also the author of this very fabulous book, and I don't know what direction to hold it up in, but it's called Breathing Through Concrete. It's an anthology of poems about the lives of children that I've met over the years as a Newark public school teacher. So some of the stories are maybe not so happy, and some of them maybe are, but I challenge you to pick up a copy of Breathing Through Concrete and allow the characters in those poems to breathe their life pieces into your heart. So I want to try, one of the poems that is in the book, as a matter of fact. I like to do this poem to music, but if at any time the music sounds bad or is it too loud, could you guys tell me, and I'll just do it without the music. It just has just a different feel when you do it with music. So we all know the legacies of Black males in our community. This poem is from that experience. It's called A Mother's Plea. Hold on one second. You're not supposed to see this part. I'm sorry. I hate when people are not prepared when they go on the show, but I'm hearing impaired. And sometimes my hearing is affected by all the Bluetooth, so I couldn't hear what was going on. All right, here we go. A Mother's Plea. He disappeared somewhere in time, lost to memories, beating down my heart. Can't you hear them? Beat, beat, beat. They keep the rhythm with the heat of the fury inside, burned inside when I think, when I feel, while I know you saw it happen and said nothing. He is not saved from translucency, marginal, dissipating heart murmurs that will mean nothing. Once the balloons deflate and the ribbon banners shred and fly dirty across skies and lands like Bergen Street, Hawthorne Ave, Elizabeth Ave, and the islands of faith, hope, and tears, like places explored and conquered, floating and stopping life for passers-by. Stopping life for passers-by as souls are bound to meet breaths themselves as they tatter and tear with each day passing, rubbing like erasers and grabbing you from hearts and minds of everyone except mine. I will simply love you forever, and this is longer than any memory. through salted tears which leave me dehydrated from life. When death of the unlived, through the guilt I bear, knowing not if I could have saved you. Yes, I could have pulled back on your coattails as you were pained and pulled to answer the call of the night howls of corners which will soon be masqueraded and decorated shrines, which invite others to join them. They invite others to join them where we allow hanging candles of homies and mamas and friends, which act like lighted tunes for the souls they grab and imprison with tears and sadness and sneakers. And sneakers like souls of soulless people, void of humans. I see shadows casted void of men, just shadows left behind. But we stare through cracks in our faces, which match the cracks on the grounds, bruised with liquid, some salty and clouded, others red and thick. Both are tears though. And they will attend your funeral and wear white or red or blue colors. They will blend in like knotted lint balls on sweaters, hidden until seen by one flicker of a black light that exposes them to the night and burns them like the reality they make barren mothers feel, and scream out into the night for sons lost. And hate will scream for freedom and revenge. They hold hands of bloodlines like it's love and family, kissing foreheads and rubbing tears, tattoos on cheeks, just before eyes slant, soon to shut as well, but not limited to being blood. Destined minds as they return to dust and dirt, stained with life and watered with a mother's tears, wishing and praying for more time, and screaming and praying for no more of this, leaving only short thoughts of how you used to be and how you would be, and all wearing white tees in solidarity, except mom. Her color be black, her initiation into her clan, her hazing be pain forever. And I can tell you though, I can tell you, even if your earthly life was pure, hell is a place. Barren, sunless mothers live there, wishing the souls of sneakers on power lines, dripping and watering the concrete below, and knowing and wishing you knew our realities too. Not all boys go to heaven. Some lie on streets waiting for words to speak and hands and feet to stomp out lunacy. The thinking, the woke, the knowing. All boys deserve life, and mothers plea, give us free. That's it.
I love you. I don't know how else to describe it. I love you. I love your words. I love everything.
That poem is like it's supposed to invoke emotion, and when you're in a virtual room like this, it's really hard to see the audience and see if they can connect. But I'm sure that somebody out there knows this story. It could be their own, it could be their relatives, it could be somebody down the street. We all know this story. So my charge is to enlighten our communities, educate our communities, stop this madness,
Right.
Right.
get back to a place where there was true Black love,
Amen.
and let no mother have to have this plea again. Thank you, guys.
Yes,
Thanks.
thank you so much for coming and blessing the mic. And don't forget to leave the link to your book in the comment section on a Facebook Live.
Absolutely. Thank you for inviting me, and I hope to come back again.
Absolutely. Come back next month.
Bye, bye,
See you so much.
bye, bye.
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 Oh man.
And now we have another piece that she wants to bless us with
Yeah,
on
she keeps throwing me under
tonight.
the bus. Like, we did not discuss this.
Listen, you gotta be ready.
That's what she keeps telling me. Be ready. So I'm gonna put some music behind this. Done this or performed this, but this piece is called Infinity Wars. And when I wrote it with or about some childhood traumas that I went through. And then how, how I had to kind of work through those things to become the adult that I am today. Infinity Wars means for me is that once everything settles and the person's at an adult age and they realize all the stuff they went through back when they were a child, all the way up until now, but when it finally sinks in, that's when the true journey really begins. And for me, that journey wasn't until I was in my mid 20s, trying to really find out why these things happened to me and how am I going to heal from them. And it took me over like 10 years to really, I'm now in my mid 30s, really addressing my childhood traumas. So this called Infinity Wars. I don't know if you can hear the music, but I'll do it as loud as I can. Infinity Wars.
Lucas.
I am a victim of molestation, and not once but twice in my childhood life. And it wasn't just twice in my life, but it was by two selfish people, one of which was a continual, perpetual cycle. It was as if they saw me as weak because I didn't speak out about the horrors that were being done to me. And most times I go days where life is just a complete blur, and I don't know what day or time it is. It's like I'm stuck in that sunken place and I want to get out. So I become desensitized to all the world. As I lay on my left side, I prefer my backside exposed because I don't want to come face to face with the reality of being stripped from my innocence. And even though I was a child and I thought like a child, and I couldn't put childish things away because of this yoke around my neck and this bondage that bound my thoughts. And the lies that brought my confidence level to a defeat, so I just laid there waiting to be devoured by an evil depression. To describe it, it would be an understatement trying to explain its true form. Never going to therapy seemed to bring its own never-ending pestilence and slavery to the very thing I couldn't utter out loud for help because it was always just sort of swept under the rug, so to speak. And I held my parents responsible for me. But now that I'm an adult, I have to internally compartmentalize my emotions as they come in different forms. But one must wonder how a person gets bitten by the multiple personality bug. Oh, because it's easy to be somewhere else. It's easy to become someone else in your mind while unspeakable acts are being done to your body and mind. And how a person tends to discover this in the long term, how it finally sinks in, well, that's when their true journey begins. Infinity Wars. Thank you.
Yes. You always have thought-provoking pieces as well.
Thank you.
And the way you just tell your story without any shame, so great.
Thank you.
Yes.
So, without further ado,
Next up, next up we have Boogie Rose.
oh, that's like a. I mean, everybody, my girl. I love my queens. What's up? Okay.
Oh, there we go. Hey, y'all. Can y'all hear
Hi.
me good?
The world needs to hear you. Without further ado, next up.
All right, can y'all hear me?
Next up we
Yes.
Oh, okay.
What's up,
Okay. There's a delay with the Facebook and the StreamYard.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a delay with the Facebook.
Oh, because I'm sitting here like I can't hear. Okay, hold on, let me pause this for a second. Let me get off of Facebook for a second. Sorry, y'all. All right, y'all got my undivided attention now. All right, there we go. How y'all doing tonight?
Oh, blessed by the best.
Good. How are
What's
you?
up?
I'm
Hey,
happy.
Andy, what up, Andy?
The mic on tonight.
All right, so this is a spoken word piece. Not necessarily, well, poetry is spoken word, but it's more so spoken word than anything. I wrote this a couple years ago, but I remixed it tonight because I was like, you know what? I got to do something new. I want to do something fresh. So
right.
this poem is called, and I'm homosexual, been homosexual for a long time, but this poem is called I Almost Got Pregnant. And it's funny because every time I did this poem one time, and when I did it, I had like my hat on and everything, and everybody looking at me like
So, you said this hat off, like, hold on.
right, like, wait, what? You almost got pregnant. So yeah, so this poem is called I Almost Got Pregnant. And this actually just became a poem because I was really venting. All right, I almost got pregnant. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is to you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, kings and queens. I want to tell y'all I'm upset. I'm upset with my veteran entrepreneurs. I'm upset with my elders. I'm upset with my business parents. I'm upset with my mom, with my dad. I'm upset with the block. I'm upset with the OGs. I'm upset because nobody ever told me, and I almost got pregnant. Why didn't they tell me the secret to picking out good alliances, to being in a healthy relationship, to knowing my worth and not settling? Why didn't they teach me that usually the first impression is a lasting impression, or to go up my gut when I feel certain things? Why didn't they teach me to build on and hone in on my discernment? Why didn't they teach me that just because it's said in the church don't mean that it's my sermon? Just because folks want to preach to the choir don't mean that they are holy omens. Crazy how we are creatures of habits. When you look at your life and look back at it, think about all your decisions, it makes you really think, don't it? Let me run that back. Why didn't they teach me that just because it's said in the church don't mean that it's my sermon? Just because folks want to preach to the choir don't mean that they are holy omens. Crazy how we are creatures of habits. When you look at your life and look back at it, think about all your decisions, it makes you really think, don't it? Is it because business is also like a romantic relationship, but most of the time older folks like to stay far, far away from them type of things? Because love to the elders is too synonymous with pain? I almost got pregnant. Elders say we don't listen. We say they never took the time to talk. Elders say wisdom falls on deaf ears. We say talk to us, not at us. They say, we say, they say, we say, but we still ain't getting nowhere both times each day. And both days, I almost got pregnant. Why didn't they warn me about one night stands with businesses? That sometimes if I move too fast unprotected, I could wind up with a baby and reverse child support. Every other month trying to keep what's mine, weekly visitation rights decided in court. Why didn't they warn me to look for damaged goods? Why didn't they tell me about soul ties? I mean, I know I'm gay, but still, why didn't they tell me about them business women with business suits and business ties? Why didn't they tell me about them business women with business suits and business ties? Why didn't they tell me to read carefully? To read carefully. To look for STDs. The signs, the testimonials, and the disclaimers, the staff, the tech stuff, the data, the solutions, the trials, the documents. Oh man, I almost got pregnant. Let me run that back. To look for the STDs, the signs, the testimonials, and the disclaimers, the staff, the tech stuff, the data, the solutions, the trials, the documents. Oh man, I almost got pregnant. Oh man, I almost got burned bad, y'all. How come we don't have sex ed in classrooms anymore, y'all? But even when we did, they ain't teach me shit. Only hetero all on the TV clips. Where do I learn? I almost got burned. How come we don't have more classes? Is it the same reason why we don't have entrepreneur ed for the masses? Why all of our boys want to be rappers, but no classes to teach them how to keep their masters? Instead, their masters are keeping them. Instead of fighting, we choose the film. Oh, life in these lifelines. Are we supposed to just know how to do things right the first time? I mean, I got my granddaddy's granddaddy and his favorite woman swag, but that was only in my mind. How the hell was I supposed to know I would be good, but let alone be safe the first time? Is it because protection is always readily available? Just because it is available, why is it always assumed that we know how to use it or when to use it? Damn, y'all, I almost wound up pregnant. I almost wound up in a 9-month situation, stuck with partners I had to see for at least 19 years, 6,935 days of tears, paying for all kind of mistakes that I made that one night, all because I learned how to do business like how I seen, just trying to live in the hood while living the American dream. I learned how to do business like how I seen, just trying to live in the hood while living the American dream. All because nobody took the time to thoroughly teach me what they assumed I already knew, judging me for how I blow my money. But our story is my credit score was shit before I was even 2. That's what happens when they don't give us resources and expect us to know shit that to us is brand new. I almost wound up pregnant.
how to raise a child. I mean, how to raise a business. I almost got pregnant with God as my witness. I almost got pregnant with a damn business. With God as my witness, I almost got pregnant because nobody wanted to share their testimony. Nobody wanted to pull me to the side and witness. We can't heal what we won't reveal. We can't heal what we won't reveal. Thank God I learned fail is, F-A-I-L is, first attempt in learning. Fail is, F-A-I-L is, first attempt in learning. So I didn't wind up burning, and I learned to fail forward, and that ground zero started the basement. Couple businesses later, and I'm training my replacements, except they will know better because I'll tell them all they need to know, and I ain't afraid to say shh. And that's it. Thank you.
First of all, why would you come up here and do that like that?
Oh man, I almost got pregnant.
Lifelines though.
I almost got pregnant.
So many bars. Like I'm gonna fall out my chair. Like I can't. Like
oh man,
I got to come to the workshop though.
You have to come to the workshop.
I gotta have the who?
You gotta come to the workshop.
Oh yeah, of course. I am. I'm down. I'm definitely down. Yo, we all
you said it. This is a public platform, so we're about to announce that Boogie Rose is gonna be at our poetry workshop on November the 28th.
Boom.
I'll be there.
It's free.
I'm there. Y'all got me. I'm here.
Thank
yeah,
you so much.
I love you. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
But wait, tell everybody what you're involved because you got a nonprofit organization, and you also you out
here doing good things,
yo, and you don't sit still. Everybody needs to know what you're doing.
Community. Right. So long story extremely short. My name is Boogie Rose. Y'all can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Boogie Rose. I have a nonprofit organization, and it's called Society's Roses because we're all roses that grew through concrete, and we use art to inspire greatness. We do a whole lot, but right now what happened was it was a body found on the corner of our block, and we decided that that was extremely disrespectful, distasteful, and we're not trash. You're not going to treat our people like we're trash. So we took that lot, turned it into a garden, and then we turned the garden into a pantry. So we're feeding people every Saturday at the pantry. I'm also a teacher, so I mentor kids and everything. Like we're doing a lot out here. I'm just trying to. I'm working on now having PFA because of the Walter Wallace situation. I took a PFA training literally last week, and I got 10 people involved with that. So that way you can learn psychological first aid training. I got another workshop coming in April. We're going to have a mommy and me or parents and me type of gun workshop coming up in 2 weeks. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Get it.
Yo, definitely make sure that you drop all your handles in the Facebook Live because clearly there's someone you people need to connect with you. You're out here doing things in the community, and that's what we can be doing so many. We can do open mics until we're red in the face, but if we're not making an impact in our community, what we're doing this for?
Right, get with me. I'm let's get it. That's why I love you, and I'm down. Whatever.
Te amo. That's Spanish. I love you.
Te amo.
See ya. Next up, I don't know if he's ready yet.
He better be.
Oh, well, I guess I must go because I don't know if anybody else is ready. So,
what? Okay.
On that note, I'll do a piece.
What's it called?
Let me see. I'll do Beautifully Flawed.
That one.
She was told to sit up, lace close to, only speak what she was spoken to. And even then, she was given a list of phrases and sayings and what she needed to use. Poor little girl, always so confused, always stuck in the middle, trying to fill someone else's shoes. But she was never told that she was pretty because she was 2 shades too black. She was never told that she was pretty because she was 2 sizes too fat. She was never told that she was pretty because, truth be told, she was a little not needed and resembled the duck when she walked. She was never told that she was pretty because she had a lipstick out in her way when she talked. Poor little girl, all she wanted to do was fit in. She expected adversity from the outside, but she thought that surely she could find some commodity with those of the same skin. but she was too holy for the sinners, yet not quite holy enough for the saints. She wanted to wish for death, but she was taught not to tempt fate so alone. Struggling to find her place, she stares at her image, marking figments of her imagination of what is truly like to be beautiful. Month to top, a last waistband she stands, gripping the gut she tucks inside her girdle for gym class. Jumping rope was a challenge. 1, 2, 3. Her tears mixed with sweat, making waves on her skin. She considers herself a lesbian, dating little Debbie's and Betty Crockers, finding comfort in a creamy and tragic reality that different from hers, where one trait is similar to freedom from the next week's trend, systematically playing the fiddle to pipe that the piper was strung. She became a puppet, trapped in the vice of a status, caught in the rim of appeal, willing to pluck, cut, and tuck anything to feel like those girls on the magazines. You know the ones with triple digit likes on IG that has been filtered, cropped, and photoshopped, so even they are not as beautiful as they seem. You see, this unrealistic standard of beauty has to stop. At the art, beauty is far more than skin deep. It was all handcrafted and beautifully designed by God, who see everything is beautifully and wonderfully made. So me, who needed my beauty, should never cause yours to fade. More of the story: we all have some beauty. It just takes some of us longer to find it. But the next time you find yourself in the mirror, magnifying your flaws, remember that's the way the Almighty God designed it. And that's it. Everybody's beautiful.
Everybody is beautiful.
And self-love is so important because I feel like self-love really will keep you from keep you out of some relationships that you have no business being in, keep you from making mistakes that you have no business doing. It's all about self-love. But the journey to self-love isn't always pretty.
No. Oh my God.
It's ugly.
How many times have I called you? Because I was.
It's facing the girl in the mirror.
Right.
It's getting naked, which is available on Amazon right now.
Y'all better get her book. Stop sleeping on my girl Nicki. Stop sleeping on her.
And without further ado, we have Charlotte that we're gonna bring on right now.
Hi. All right.
Hi.
Yeah, I didn't. You can hear me?
How
Okay.
are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Yes. We're
All right.
wonderful.
Awesome.
So introduce
Amazing.
yourself, let people know where you're from, where they can find you, and then jump right
Okay.
into your piece. We're gonna give you the floor.
All right, cool. I'm Charlotte. I'm from Maryland, and I guess I've been new with, performing and writing. This is probably like my second or third time maybe with virtual open mic. So yeah, I'm going to perform a piece that I've been working on called To Be Better. I wish that I were easier to take in. Your glass of sweet tea with a slice of lemon around the rim. So once the bitterness took its sweet time kicking in, you would have already sipped half. And as you sucked me dry, you would hope that the emptiness you caused would not last. My goal was not to replenish or quench thirst. I just wanted you to choose me first, to think of me as palpably fresh, something that was better than all the rest. But once the glass is empty, what am I to do? What will I have for you to come back to? I wish that I were easier to hold. Clay mold chiseled to be cradled within your grasp, where I am to be sculpted, caressed, and admired, transformed into a work of art that anyone's taste would acquire. And all the time that it took for me to be made would have been worth the blazing fire. All the hours you had to wait would have been made, served a purpose worthwhile. I wish that I were easier to listen to, where my words are stuck on shuffle and you would still press play, and your grounded feet would mindlessly sway to all the rhythm of all I care to say, giving my thoughts a chance, giving my chance a space, a place other than my head, or on a flimsy scrap paper thrown away, scribbled before it has been read. I wish I were easier to understand. If all of me were written down on your hand before the test, maybe I would feel as if we were not a lazy, educated guess. Maybe you would have time to digest and I would succumb to the motions of romance I tend to reject. I wish that I were easier to cherish. So as time went by, my clasp would tighten, holy beads dangling on your neck that you would never dare to lose. But amidst all these wishes, the beads fell loose, and you stopped dancing once you saw the clay crack. And before I could stop you, you checked your glass. I could not obscure your crystal clear view from the glass half empty, half sticky, half sour pulp residue. Right, that's it.
There you
Your piece had me like, oh, that's nice. You have another piece? You have
Another
another
one?
piece to share? Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna scroll through this Word doc and see if something's worth sharing.
Okay. Can we go back to Kenny? Because I know Kenny was waiting. We'll
Okay.
come back to you. We'll circle right back to you, okay?
Oh, I just found a piece because I don't want.
Okay.
Yeah, I found one. Yeah. Okay. All right. This one is titled Fall in Love. I will fall in love with life again. As foolishly as I fell onto freshly fallen snow, making angels that would never meet the sky, trusting that the coldness would keep me warm due to the glee that resides inside, I will fall in love with life again. Harder than the times I fell for lust, smarter than the times I thought it was all the same, where second chances are given but not misplaced. Remembering each lesson with its name and face, this life will truly know its place because I will fall in love with life again. As my lucid dreams become brighter in the night, my body lies still while my mind takes flight. And as I start to fall, I will not awake drenched in sweat with lingering fright. I will fall in love with life again. As my lungs take in each selfish breath that only sustains me, exhaling toxic fumes that I have allowed my body to consume, I only want fresh air around me because I will fall in love with life again. Where I see no reason to hide, where I stand taller beside you, and as time goes by, I will soon find you, and you will see me foolishly in love. Okay, that was it.
Yes.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining us on tonight. And be sure to go to the live, share it for all your friends to see, can watch the replay to hear your beautiful pieces, as well as drop all of your social media handles in a comment for everyone to follow you and connect with you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for doing this, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening.
You as well. Thank you for joining us all the way from Maryland.
Woo!
Yes. All right, take care.
Love it.
You as well. Thank you. Bye bye. Now we're gonna bring on.
What are they doing?
We can do ambition.
Oh,
He done put the shades on, so you already know what time it is. Let's bring him up.
Well, he needs no introduction, honestly.
Where did he go? Where did he go?
Well.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
Well.
That's our mentor, but this is my mentor right here. Yes.
How y'all doing?
So, I try to
The
support
Ambercito on. Nicki,
Oh wait, I should have put
you should have, but she didn't think about it.
Nicki got like my whole. She got the fire, the purple, and all that. It's good to see y'all though. I see y'all doing your thing.
I know. I might need that.
I'm glad that y'all bossing up as I see. I'm just glad that everybody's bossing up.
All
So
right. So
that,
you
yeah, I get 2 pieces, right?
of
Yeah.
course.
All
Kenny,
right,
we
I'm
know
ready.
about you. Okay?
All right, let's go. Well, my name is Ambition the Poet. It's really not my name. It's more like a banner. So when you say my name, you think about what's deep down inside of you. A strong desire to meet one goal, hoping that you be better this year than you were last year. Which one of these poets that said that I was trash? I'm the herpes to linguistics. That's what happens when an unprotected mind have sex with a new language. Which one of these poets that said that I was trash? I'm the kid that they bullied in South Jersey. Welcome to the burbs, where I learned how to cut teachers' feelings and classmates who didn't think I was as sharp as the bottom of law rows that I hated using. Which one of these poets that said that I was trash? I'm the kid that they bullied in South Jersey. Welcome to the birds, where I learned how to cut teachers' feelings and classmates who didn't think I was as sharp as the blade on the bottom of lawnmowers that I hated using. Which one of these poets that said that I was trash? This is what happens when they pull on the strings of my anger that had me create a poem that aim at the character like the rectal black guys for. Bah, bah. Which one of these poets that said that I was trash? Like I didn't bop my head to Joe Budden and studied the literary works of Edgar Allan Poe when he was talking about the same bird that was on the helmet of Joe Flacco. Which one of these poets that said that I was trash? I got in trouble for burning my own trash, but that was just my pen. Testing the thermal conductivity of notebooks. How was I supposed to know that the ink was this flammable? Which one of these poets that said that I was trash? Stripper talk. My mouth is a bottle girl. Every poem that walks in my teeth is attractive to the mind. Every time I speak, the words start to spark when it touches the atmosphere. Which one of these poets has said that I was trash? My mom, she keeps calling the crisis hotline like, hello? Hello? I think my son is trying to kill himself every time he performs by engulfing himself in his own flame. I said, which one of these poets has said that I was trash? I know what it is. It's because I don't come from the same hood as you. You think that my purpose is not valid. I watched the devil write an op-ed in the New York Times. He says my demons don't give a fuck about what zip code you live in. Which one of these poets has said that I was trash? Now, what happened in the Philadelphia foster care system was what made me a Sicklerville, New Jersey mutant. What happened in the Philadelphia foster care system is what made me a Sicklerville, New Jersey mutant. So why would I be accepted in your poetry circle, right? No Geico, no State Farm. I've been called an accident my whole life, right? Which one of these poets that said that I was trash? Thank you so much. I get another piece? Do I get another piece? Which one of these poets? I get another one? I guess I do. Do I? Okay. Well.
Can you hear us or no?
No, I can't hear y'all. Do I get another one?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me check this chicken real quick.
Oh my God! I'm gonna get
All right, I'm back.
You're tired. Okay.
I had to check the chicken.
Just to let you know.
Listen. Remember, guys, thank you so much for all the people that's watching right now that's supporting Nettie and Nicki D. These two have really supported me. And I'm so thankful. When nobody was really listening, these two was really in my corner. And I told them, like I told them, I'm hoping to tell the rest of y'all is to boss up. You know, never feel like you have to wait on somebody's open mic. Don't let nobody in this poetry game treat you like you less than. I don't care if they know their poems from memory. I don't care if they've been in Def Jam poetry. I'm just going to keep it a bean. We don't care about that. Our art is for us, and we are important because God has said that. I do this for the foster kids. Now, this is a new poem, so it might be a little bit rusty, but we're going to try to get through it. Like I said, always try new poems. If it don't work out, it is with this. I do this for the foster kids. I do this for the foster kids who houses a little bit lonely and they was hoping that their warm memories would become the North Face coat for the frozen lump that they call heart. See, I do this for the foster kids who have to see locks on refrigerators and see eating is like Mission Impossible. Plus, they start to steal food because they see their lunches and their pudding being locked in the prison. See, I do this for the foster kids whose backs have too many visitations from belts, broomsticks, and hangers. See, Dyfus had to red flag those houses because some parents can't tell the difference between discipline and assault cases. See, I do this for the foster kids who lured away from group homes and got sex trafficked. I tell that little young girl to please find your self-worth, because if not, then your skeleton will find it more comfortable in the wooden studio that's buried in the cemetery. See, I do this for the foster kids who are unaccounted for. I've been telling America for years, but nobody cares. I guess they only care about missing thousands when it comes to money, but not humans. I do this for the foster kids who are stuck in the street right now. You see, gangs like to recruit them to disowned. I guess I would really probably be in the streets too if my mom told me she cares more about her boyfriend than my existence. See, I do this for the foster kids who can't go to sleep at night because they said there's a predator in the home and he uses his fingers to trespass below her belly button. I mean, I really do this for the foster kids that live at the border. How was they supposed to know that their family was going to try to make it to the United States? I think we would care if that was our kids that had to wake up to prison fences instead of Disney wallpaper. I do this for the foster kids who need therapy. Yo, they had the front row seat to the Stadium of Horrors. They could tell you what it's like to have creepiness that rust on the duff bag when they cross the threshold. They never saw a moving truck, but they could tell you what it's like to have their whole life being carried in a trash bag. Man, I do this for the foster kids that was like me that turned out great. They still have to get their self-identity down from a noose that hangs from the family tree. That was me. I do this because it could have really been you or your coworker or a distant cousin. I do this because I have to think about the forgotten voices and I have to always tell them I love them. I do this for the foster kids. Thank you so much. My name is Ambition the Poet.
I feel like every time you do that particular piece, it sounds fresh and new. I don't know if you add different pieces or you change up.
That's a new poem.
It's a new poem.
I do this for the foster kids as well.
I think you're talking about the first one.
I'm talking about the first one.
Oh, the first one. Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Facebook is a little delayed, and so am I, apparently.
Nettie, no.
No, but when you do your first piece, no matter how many times I hear it, you always make it make it relatable to the current times. And I love how you do that. This piece is absolutely amazing. So the fact that you're just awesome. I don't know what to say. I mean,
she don't have no words. Literally,
you actually took you took my tongue. So I don't. Yeah. So thank you for giving us an exclusive.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yo,
let
keep
people
working.
know where to follow you. Which you
they can find me on.
You're always busy doing something.
Yeah, I can follow me on Ambition the Poet Harper on Facebook, Ambition the Poet on Instagram, on Twitter. You know, everywhere. Just Google me. You'll be able to find me. And email me like that.
Too. I'm definitely Googleable too. Nettie Long Poetry. I comes up.
And I'm also doing another. Nicki was at the last one, but we're going to be doing another workshop with the Camden County Library System. That's really major because the government of this county has really gotten behind me to do workshops. So I definitely want Nicki and Nettie for you to be there. I want you to come through. I want y'all to be to showcase a piece. So as we teach the students what it's like to survive in the open mic. So I want both of you to give your experience and talk to the participants because this workshop is called the Open Mic Survivor series. And what we're going to do is really teach people what it's like to go through some of the good and a lot of bad. Nicki would tell. Nicki got some stories. And I know I got some stories to teach people that want to get into this game about surviving the open mic experience. And so we're going to get into that on December, I believe that's 5th, from 12 to 1:30. So definitely everybody come through so we can have it, and it's free. So
I love free.
I love that freeness, right?
Well, everything can't be free. Sometimes you have to invest in your art.
Right. Shout out to Camden County Library. Right. For covering the cost. Yes. So they covered that cost for your boy. So I'm very excited. And like you said, everything can't be free. And do not be scared to charge people for what you know that you are worth. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Before you go, talk about your poetry drills and your books.
That's let me tell you something. I got some exclusive I'm about to show you all.
Ooh,
We
I
going.
would like to
This
love
is
that.
Ambasito. What Nettie has on is an Ambasito hoodie. What I have on is an Ambasito limited edition jacket, and Nikki definitely has one.
Mass.
And this week we will be releasing. I have 4 sneakers that I want to release this week that I want you guys to actually see, and we're going to talk about all the characters in the upcoming week. And so these sneakers, as far as what's the size? A 12. We be giving this away in the upcoming weeks. So we're going to display it, talk about the sneaker, what it means, and then giving it away to the people who has supported Ambasito. So really excited for things we got coming up.
Well, I love how excited the kids get when they open up their stuff.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And then the parents that capture it. And I love how you just post it on your website and how you're constantly pushing your brand. I know it takes a lot of hard work to push your brand. It's not easy being an entrepreneur. Especially also, as you said earlier, it takes people to support you, right?
Right.
And so and this is just one of the ways that we can do it, by sharing our platform so that you guys get to share what you guys are up to. But let's be serious and going into 20 or finishing out 2020 and going to 2021, actually supporting, having that mindset, supporting small business owners.
Right.
Get some Impacito underneath that Christmas tree.
Exactly.
How about
Yes.
that?
Yes. And then supporting each other, right back. You know, I don't ask Nettie and Nicki to come out. They come out because they support me, and I got to do it in reverse. And if we keep doing that as a community, we would be so much better off because it's just the money is circulating between each other, and and understanding that as a community, and the people that you say you're behind, that you really get behind. And so when y'all do an event, there was other open mics tonight that was lit too, and I'm like, but I gotta get to the people who are there regardless, who are there consistently, and we need to be there for each other consistently. Let's do that into next year, and not be afraid to tell each other to boss up, and keeping our circle tight. When I did that live about when we talked about understanding your circle, keeping your circle, check the team, getting each other better. And so I'm glad to see y'all collabing, because y'all could have easily did your own open mics, but y'all came together and collab. And that's where I'm hoping people see this tonight and support y'all more and more as y'all go forward, because this is really good, and I love what y'all doing.
Aw, and Nikki knows I got her.
You know I got her.
And
You know we got you.
All right, don't get me mushy. Don't let me cry behind the sunglasses. You know I'm Diddy in poetry. I can't be crying on these streets.
But thank you for stopping by.
Thank you. Y'all have a good one. I'm still going to be in the studio looking. Listen.
All right. Cool. And drop your information on the Facebook Live for people who don't know how to support Impacito and to follow you and all that jazz.
All right. Gotcha.
All right.
Kenny.
Bring my boy back on. You're on mute. You're on mute, Kenny. You're on mute, buddy.
We can't hear you.
There you go. How's that better?
There we
There
go.
we go.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go. Thanks for having me back. I appreciate that. Bear with me one second here. I wasn't prepared to hear that, but I've been listening to everyone all night. And let me tell you something. There's some phenomenal people on this tonight. There's some very phenomenal people on here tonight, man. And I've already
Why don't you tell people about Cecilia? Is it Cecilia?
Oh, Vasili's Blues. I host Vasili's Blues while it's open right now. On Tuesday nights, we do the open mic. We are social distancing at this open mic. We have a lot of nice talent coming through. We have I love that place, poets. Yeah, I love it. Everybody I've ever taken there has loved it. We have poets coming through.
You're a great host.
He really is.
Oh, thank you.
You're a great host. Yep.
Thank you. Thank you. We have poets come through, singers, rappers, comedians. Faith Money and Joshua Worlds run this place, and they gave us like an outlet for artists to express themselves.
I love it.
And these are very good people. They're very humble about what they're doing. They're all about supporting the community and letting the artists come out there and do what they do. So Miss Silly's Blues, Tuesday nights is the open mic. Friday night is the karaoke. Come on out, hang out with everybody, have a good time.
We'll
Okay.
do that.
Yeah,
All
Friday nights are karaoke. Tuesday nights are, excuse me, the open mic, and it's a good time. It's a good time. Last Tuesday, this Tuesday, 2 days ago, it was packed.
right. Okay.
We hit capacity to a point where we couldn't let anybody else in because of the social distancing rules.
But
So
you know
we
what? That's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
that's a
That is a
beautiful
beautiful
thing.
thing.
Especially in the middle of a
Beautiful thing.
pandemic.
In
Right.
middle in the middle pandemic, this place is packed. We have someone coming in doing food. The name of that is called Ideal Habits. Young lady named Amber, no relation to me, Amber Walker. She runs Ideal Habits, and the food be slamming. I'm just
Okay.
I'm trying to lose COVID gut, but Amber's making that kind of
Oh,
hard.
so I can't come there because
She got
we trying to get snatched over
she.
here.
I'm trying to lose COVID gut, and Amber's making that kind of hard. And then she finishes up because usually she has a peach cobbler.
Mm.
So my fat behind is sitting there 9:30 at night eating peach cobbler when I know it's just going to sit there. But hey, it's peach cobbler. Who can say no? But
Right.
Miss Silly's Blues Tuesday night, come check it out. Also, too, now that we're social distancing, we're probably going to get back on Saturday night on Facebook and YouTube. If you look up Kathy and Kenny explain pop culture, my sister and I do a podcast where there's so much with the election, the riots, the pandemic. There's so much depressing stuff going on. My sister and I decided to start a podcast where we talk about fun things and things to make you laugh. And my sister is hilarious. She's a very funny person. I'm usually the butt of all her jokes, but it's okay. I'm okay with it because it makes people laugh. But still, culture. If you type it in Facebook, if you type it in YouTube, it'll come up. So, we do that every Saturday night from 8:30 to 9:30.
Drop your piece
This
for
this
us.
this weekend it's going to be, and we have like giveaways and stuff like that, and we have shirts and merchandise, and I'm going to do a short piece for you
Okay.
called
Well, we're
My
gonna get
America.
off this
It's an
stage.
older piece that huh? Oh, this My America is a piece I'm gonna do for you. Real quick, real synopsis. I wrote this piece years ago. I was working in a pizzeria. I was the only black guy working in a pizzeria. Um, we were watching TV. An opera singer movie came on. Everyone knew who this opera singer. Knew who this opera singer was, and I didn't know. They were surprised I didn't know. And then the next week we're watching Jeopardy. Um, and rest in peace, Alice Trebek. But next week we're watching Jeopardy, and the question was of this event. She just wanted to go home after a hard day's work. I said Rosa Parks. I knew the answer. They had no idea about. They had no idea how I knew that. So this is about growing up in America and having different Americas. My America is the place where I live. My America is the place where I'll die. It's the place where we all look for that pie in the sky. My America has colors more than any other rainbow. You need to stand out for your true colors to show. If you have a dream, this is where you go. My country, 'tis a thee. Sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. My America took red man's land to never give it back. And in it labor for free, so to enslave the black. Being different in any way makes you subject to attack. Yo, step back. My America thinks justice is on the side, it's arrogant to a fault and filled with pride. Hold on tight, we're all along for the ride as you fly by, you way by, you way by, you way by. My country, 'tis a thee. Sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. My America bore great people from my race. Let me see, we had inventors, entertainers, presidents and those that walked in space. But it's very important that you know your place. What you mean I got to get back in my place? My America may be different from where you grew, from who you are and what you do. Each America different, each America true, each America true, each America true. My country, 'tis the thee, sweet land of liberty. Of thee I sing, sing, sing. Everybody sing. There we go.
Thank you so much for sharing another piece with us.
Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me again. Thank you for having me back in.
Absolutely.
Don't forget to put all your info in the comments, okay?
I,
So
I, I, I will try to do that. Something's wrong with my Facebook account. I don't know what's going on, but it won't let me share anything. But I will
okay,
try to see if I can get back. After 11, I'm gonna go back through the link and share.
awesome,
Okay.
awesome.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, ladies. Good job tonight. Great job tonight.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
All right.
Next up, we have James.
James. What up,
Hey,
James?
peace. How y'all sisters doing?
Oh no, the energy.
Yes.
Wait, say that again.
Yeah, that's your energy. How you doing? We're excited to see you.
Good. I'm excited to be on here. Had to steal some time away from work real quick.
Oh well,
But
thank you.
Thank you for
great
sacrificing your break to
show.
get on with us.
Great show. Y'all doing an excellent job. Keep up the good work. And yeah, so you wanted me to share some words?
Yes. We
Yes.
about to get off your stage.
All right. Hi, my name is James C. LD, spoken word recording artist, author of Beyond the Event Horizon, my poetry book, and as well as Pulsar, my spoken word musical album. And I'm gonna get into something that I it's fairly new. Some people have heard it, um, but it's fairly new. So it's like my ode to jazz and to one of the jazz greats, Miles Davis. So this is Miles Away. You always seem miles away when my love for you was miles ahead. Trying to squeeze parts lips together made out of your love. I loved you like Miles loved his trumpet. Waited for you to sing the key to see the king in me while your heart sang, someday my prince will come, but not soon enough. My melancholy muse, life is bleak. You gotta play the scales, you gotta play the scales. Played me like more better blues. You never knew what you wanted. An organized confusion to my pharaoh march like the organized confusion of bees brew. Life is a bee and an itch that someone has to scratch. Your love was always my lack. You always seemed miles away. When my love for you was miles ahead, trying to leave the atmosphere to reach your stratosphere. 32 miles, compiled out of broken dreams, broken promises, brokenness. A clutter of clutter, a boat with no rudder, a smile in reverse. You were the worst note I ever played. Played me like emotions. Paved my roads with asphalts and years of pain. I was your miles. You left me like Coltrane. To innovate your new view, you had me feeling kind of blue. You always seemed miles away. Never was adjacent. Step to the left like a G cleft, or better yet, left me hanging bass clef. You're sketchy like sketches of Spain. So I wrote your bad notes in my notebook, poured bird on every word, blew you away like dizzy till I was no longer dizzy. I parked this ride like Charlie Parker on the other end of a saxophone to no longer hear my moans like a trombone at rest. You always seem miles away, but instead of chasing you east, I decided to turn west. You always seem miles away. You always seem miles away. That's miles away. I think I got one more piece, right? So I'm just going to this next piece. Um, it's like I like to call it my confession. Um, and I know, a bunch of y'all can relate. And when you had that moment of clarity and a moment to look at your life. So this is my moment of clarity. This is pain with no chaser. I got to get these words out of my head. And when I put these words to paper, it's like they wake up the dead and breathe life into this so I may live this. And even when I feel like I want to quit, I got these words, and that's it. Just these words inside, just these words to make me feel alive. Because without them, I would have been committed suicide. Eradicate my flesh from this earth. Because if it was up to the devil, I wouldn't be worth the air that I breathe. I sometimes find it hard to believe that God has a plan for me. This society, it has a plan for me. Whether it be the penitentiary or poverty, and the main thing that bothers me is for the majority of blacks to get out of being poor, have to play on the lottery. And you think that I'm from the suburbs, that I'm an exception? All it takes is one paycheck to put me in the same direction. So you see, I see these words as my reflections. Because someone besides myself needs a resurrection. And this is not about being self righteous. This is about wanting to be free and knowing what the price is. Shoot, I'm a grown man and I'm still trying to find out what the meaning of life is. Because you don't have to be in prison to know what hard times is. We are all in prison. The only difference is what cell you're in. That's why I used to hate Sundays, because for me, it was back to hell again. And my life has never been Hollywood, because Hollywood is made for stars. And the only stars that I chased in my lifetime are the ones in strip bars, trying to strip these scars away. But it's not enough dropping it like it's hot to take this pain away. And don't you dare look at me that way. You have demons too. The only difference between me and you is I choose not to tuck mine away. I used to get that last sip of Henny and hope the stain in my brain goes away. And it's these days, I feel like I left my mother down. But it's not how long you're lost, it's when you're finally found. So I keep my nose to the ground and my eyes to the skies. Only believe 10% of what you hear, because 90% of it is nothing but lies. And mama didn't raise no fool. But I acted so much like a fool when I spent more time trying to sling the tool instead of going to school. You want to make a slave? Hide the key in a book. You want to go buy them? Just write some bubblegum lyrics and a catchy hook. Because you see, this game is full of halftime crooks, too scared to look in the mirror. I wipe the frost off the mirror of my life and pray I see a little clearer. Pain with no chaser. Thank you for listening. Check out me on jamescellaby.com if you like what you heard. I promise there are more words for you. And got a show coming up with Nicki D as our feature
Yes.
on When People Speak. So check us out on Tuesday, November 24th. She's going to blow up some more, and we have
And I'm doing all new pieces. Never
oh,
heard before, never performed before, straight from the pen. Brand new.
you
Boom.
heard her. You heard her. But it'll be streaming live on Facebook. Just connect with me, James C. Ellaby, on Facebook, and join us. We have a whole slew of pop poets that's going to come in and share their words. So join us when people speak on Tuesday the 24th. And thank you, ladies, once again for allowing me to share a few words, and keep rocking out. Y'all doing it.
Thank you for coming. And be sure
Thank
to drop
you.
all your information in the link on the Facebook Live.
Will do.
All
Thank
right,
you.
James.
All right. Take care.
Take
Take
care.
care. Next up, we have someone very special. Hi.
Hi.
Hey. How are you? Introduce yourself.
Good. I'm Maya. I've been writing poetry and songs for a while, so Yeah.
You ready?
Yep, I'm ready. I had a few technical difficulties with my mic and cam, so but thank you for being patient with me.
Absolutely. We're about to get off your floor right now. It's your
All right.
stage.
Right, thank you. All right, so this poem that I'm actually about to do is a poem that I wrote, and it's entitled Deadly Pride, all right? It goes like this. Feeling ashamed for the many mistakes I've made, humbled is what I became, knowing that only God could deliver me from this self-inflicted pain. When living feels like I'm walking dead, and when walking ahead feels like I'm headed towards my own grave, defeat is the mission I envision my enemies had, with the intention to diminish my ambition, which they never really had. So fear was no longer a thought in my mind. Never again will I let my eyes be too afraid to bleed what my heart was too scared to cry. And never again will I let my heart bleed blind, too afraid to see the blood shed from the tears my eyes were too ashamed to cry. For I was the victim of a deadly pride, consumed by the beast who feasted on my demise. For my decease is what they prize, but death too shall be survived. From the dead I too shall rise, and like the deceased my soul too will fly. No longer feeling enslaved by the many mistakes I've made, but humbled by his grace and the debt that he paid. Through his death I've been saved and delivered from this shame. So no longer will my debts pay the debt to my grave, for I am no longer a slave. Chained to the sins that bled death upon my name, but the bloodshed on my grave gave me life that revived me from the dead. For my iniquities have been put to bed, and the sins that were once embedded in me now dwell amongst the dead. For his mercy falls heavy upon my head, giving me the grace to face the disgrace that his blood was shed to erase. No longer feeling defaced by the sins I once too embraced. But Christ died in my place when he bore the face of my disgrace. So imagine how a sinner must look to death without his grace, never realizing that Christ died and his blood was shed for the entire human race. So to face death without a trace of his blood is a deadly mistake that no man can afford to make if his soul is what's at stake. All right, that's my piece.
You gotta do another one. Do you have another piece?
Yeah, I do. I didn't go over it, but I think I can go ahead and do
Well, this
another
is a safe
piece.
platform. Whatever mistakes you make, we're gonna just ignore them and just
I haven't done this piece in a while.
All the vibes.
This is
Okay, okay, okay.
wonderful.
Okay, I'm gonna try. Okay, I'm gonna try this other
Now you
piece for
better get
you.
off your stage.
Okay. All right. Okay, so I haven't done this piece in a while. So I'm gonna see if I can remember it. This one is one that I wrote, and it's entitled "Dethronement of the Flesh." All right. So here it goes. Let me see. Released upon the throne of the beast for him to feast, where the bloodthirsty lion devours the flesh of the deceased. They who are weak fall victim unto a trap of deceit, ravaged by lies from doctrines based on false beliefs. But who is it they seek? The false prophet who speaks false knowledge, who knows not the Father, so the knowledge that he profits benefits no man but his wallet. A self-seeker who's been misguided, speaking words disguised as godly to corrupt the minds of those who no longer want to live ungodly, in a world disguised as godly, where the truth is distorted by those who seek to beguile them. But it is by deceit in which they too shall reap. For it is a delectable comestible for the beast to whom it's digestible, but the flesh which is detestable to the spirit is rejectable. I messed up on that. I'm sorry. Let me see if I can go back. But it is by a deceit in which they too shall reap. For it is a delectable comestible for the beast to whom it's digestible, but the flesh is detestable to the spirit that is rejectable. So anything acceptable to the spirit is rejectable by the flesh, which can't digest the fruit the spirit can ingest. But I'm bulimic in the spirit, so I regurgitate his word, but only after I digest everything that I've heard, to attest that what I speak is the truth based on God's word. For it is nourishment to the soul that hungers to reach his throne, but it is death to the flesh that is hungry but won't accept. So the flesh is put to death so the spirit can resurrect, and the word can manifest through Jesus, our Savior's death. That's that piece. I did mess up, and I think I skipped some sections too, but yeah, because I haven't went over that in a while.
Maya.
Mm-hmm.
Maya. Do you know who you sound like to me? You sound like poet Janet the poet. You know who she is?
No.
Oh, you gotta look her up.
Go Google Passion for Christ movement.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you know what? No, I know who you're talking about. Genetics. That's what she goes by. Genetics.
Yes.
But her name is Janet. Right.
Yeah, you go by genetics. Yeah, I
Yes,
do.
I am talking about her.
Yeah.
We're
I'm
gonna
familiar with Yep. And Ezekiel, yeah, he's my
yeah,
favorite.
she's
Yeah,
dope. You're dope.
And
yeah.
listen. Remember what I told you. Nobody knows how your piece is
No.
Oh, right.
So if you don't tell us that you missed a bar, we don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was beautiful. You flow. Your flow was amazing.
Yes,
Yeah, I was
thank
like,
you.
oh, she's not only spitting, she rapping.
Right.
She's
So
rapping.
Yeah.
Like a little MC Light flow. All right, well, thank you
Thank
so
you so much
much.
for blessing our stage.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your night.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
Oh, that was amazing.
And who do we got next?
Oh, you know, Breeda Nix.
Bray.
Woo!
Bray, are you ready?
I hope she ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Bree.
There she go. Sis!
Look, everybody, she by herself. We had to let her close this out. You know, the stage is yours, baby.
Yes.
It's all yours.
All right, hold
Tell
on.
us about yourself and then go right into it.
All right, well, I'll leave the talk about myself real quick. Hello, everybody. Peace and love. My name is Bree Nix. I am a poet, author, speaker, educator, motivator, and your favorite shit talker, because that's what I do. I use my poetry to talk all the trash that nobody else will say, okay? I currently have a book out available on Amazon entitled Letters Unsent. It's available paperback and ebook on Kindle, but I also always have copies on hand. So if you're in Philly and want to cut the middleman, you can just hit me up and I'll bring you what you need. I have journals, I have some shirts, but really the book is where it's at. It's not too long of a book. It's about 40 to 50 pages, but the pieces in there are all really close to my heart. They all mean a lot to me. I was going to read a piece from the book today, but I actually decided to try something new. I want to test out a new piece on y'all. And it's the second part of a 2-part poem. The poem itself is entitled What Can Make a Child's Heart Break? And I'm going to read to y'all today reason number 2. So I hope you all enjoy. Oh, she is so sweet, just as precious as can be. She looked just like her mama. These are the things that are said about me when I choose to accompany my presence. My presence can also be accompanied with, she too fresh for me. Stay in a child's place. Do as I say, not as I do. Oh, you too young to have any nerves. And those are the days chosen not to accompany presents. Those are the days spent wishing for a surprise present, or when I watched Cinderella to see the difference between me and a peasant, for I was no servant or stepchild, but those terms weren't alien to my emotions because they were under a notion that caused them to lose focus and shift to a framework that believed they did not deserve to be seen. Because my tears weren't valid, my reasons weren't solid, but I was only 7 years old. I was trying. A mind so sharp, unable to articulate what it is it's expressing, because handling emotion was never a household lesson, but the family that prays together stays together, receiving blessing. And every Sunday we went to church, and every Sunday observed was a wild child, needing the most covering and the most receptible to prayers, misunderstood in a game where I was the only player, scarring my parents from a young age because my development couldn't be explained by a book on a page, and innocence dipped in rage because no one would listen to me, no one would hear my plea, no one heard why my innocence went from, oh, she's so sweet to she too fresh for me. It was a late night, unable to rest. I walked downstairs to get a snack, a bag of chips, and my mommy Slim Fast. I thought I'd turn on the TV real fast. Surprised when I got my first look at two people loving each other. I was shook. Shook to my core, not knowing what this feeling mean, lacking the words to describe it besides feeling set free. Then all of a sudden something took over me. And then when I was in the 3rd grade, one of my teachers touched my newly formed titties, and it angered me, but strangely, it also pleased. I had some support, but anything after that was on me. No one saw when I went from just as precious as can be to stay in a child's place. More and more, my voices were silent while all I did was scream to be heard. I just wanted to form a thought that was my own and it be accepted, not yielded with the lash of a tongue and occasional ass whooping formed from expecting. Expecting me to stay silent has caused me to feel harm, maybe even confused, simply not doing what you wanted me to do. Standing up for myself because I was the only one who listened when I whimpered for help. No one felt when first impressions went from, she looked just like her mama, to do what I say is not as I do. That's confusing because I thought I was supposed to look up to you. Didn't you violently respond to her and she to you when disrespect formed between you two? So when someone disrespects me, what else am I supposed to do? My best defense is my hands. They're much quicker than my best defense is my hand. They're much quicker when a response is needed fast. And I know, do as you say, not as you do, but it's built into my DNA, my lifestyle. I'm only 9 years old. I gotta figure that out too. You'll never make it to the pen. You'll never make it to Penn State, only the state pen. I don't want to hear that shit. I'm only 10. Hopefully I can use the might of my mouth in pursuit of my pen to evade these evil judgments and form a new life to begin. Maybe I could sit in my room and scream into my pillow, letting out all my sorrows that refuses to dissolve in the stream of my tears. So I bury my face in my pillow with nothing to fear. I guess God was near. All right. All right. All right.
Honey. Bree, you know, I tell you often, and we hang out on the regular.
Yes. No, but she said you would never make it to Penn State, only the state pen. Like
you want to know something about that though? My 5th grade teacher really said that to me.
Facts. I believe it. I believe everything that you said in that poetry piece was facts.
Listen.
Ain't that crazy? The words. I was just posting something today about how important it is for us to tell people their value in them that helps us. Like I just never understood that. And I was saying I may have been fortunate, so I really can't relate to that. Yeah. And so I'm just flabbergasted to hear that they've never been told by their parent how they love them at age 23 until
never hugged their dad.
They never even get a hug until age, like, it's just crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy when you reflect on how essential it is just to encourage and uplift one another, and how many people lack that in their lives, or how many people are so scorned by being put down they don't even know how to receive when it's being given to it. They don't even know how to receive when someone is trying to uplift them. And that's why, first and foremost, I have to thank both of you ladies, because that's all your words do and that's all the poets that has gone before me. Y'all were all amazing. That's all the poets that I've ever interacted with. That's all the artists. We use our words to let people know, like, hey, guess what? We went through it too, but we overcame it. Because once you start to uplift yourself, you'll figure out that everyone soon follows. You know, one of the things that my mom used to say to me was, if you don't think you're beautiful, who will? Mm-hmm. Who will? Because if you carry yourself as, and I don't even just mean beautiful in the physical sense, I mean beautiful on the inside and out. Because if we're not carrying that within ourselves, how can we expect it from anyone else? And also simultaneously, how can we give it to anyone else? Because sometimes it's not just for us to feel, sometimes it's meant for us to give. Sometimes we have to give the love that we never had, that we never got to others, even if we don't quite know how, you know. And so those are all pieces of why I do the work, why I tell my stories, y'all know me. I'm quick to, you are beautiful. I love you, sending you light and love. And I mean,
biggest cheerleader. Yeah, you are the biggest cheerleader.
We was hyping, she be piping me up before she even met me. Like,
because first of all, have y'all met Nicki D? Like, well, first of all, she was one of the first. She was like, during the beginning, just real quick, I'm sorry, y'all know I love stories, just real quick. This year was my first year really stepping into myself as an artist, as a poet, as a speaker, as someone who can really change lives. I never really thought that someone like me, who graduated at the bottom of her class
who been arrested and in jail, who was damn near a delinquent child. I never thought that someone like me could carry any weight to motivate anyone else. And Nicki allowed me on her first former Shy Girl open mic. She reached out to me and had me perform there. And that's where I met Nettie. Well, in laying the terms, but that's how I first met Nettie. Right. And from there it was just on. And I appreciate platforms like hers and other platforms I worked with, like Art Love and Newports and Noons and Expressive Illustrations, who have brought me out to their events. And like y'all are like the main people who told me, like, no, sis, you're actually really talented and you need to get the ball rolling. You need to get out there.
You got an event coming up this weekend?
I think it's tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, it's Sunday. It's Sunday. Yes,
it's Sunday.
I'm a plug real quick. I do have an event this Sunday. It's the Say Experience. It's we're starting off with the movie discussion at 5:30, and then it's gonna go into a paint and sip open mic. Okay, so you can come paint, listen to the music. We got some dope performers that I'm excited for y'all to see them. And the event, the Say Experience, stands for Sensuality, Art, and You. And we want to bring you in tune with what your form of art is within and how you can connect to it. People think sensuality always has to mean,
It doesn't.
And it doesn't. It doesn't. It's just all about the way that you connect with yourself, with others, with your art, with like, sometimes I just really sit and like stare at my book. I just be sitting looking at it like, I love you. And I feel it because it means so much to me, because I never thought in a million years. I look at Nicki and she got 3 books working on another. And I just be like, how you doing this? I don't even know how I got 1 book out and you out here just pushing me. But it's no greater feeling than when you get it out there. Not only once you get it out there, but all it takes is that first sale, that first person to buy your book and be like, this was amazing. And that's all the reassurance you need to keep going. And that's all we got to do is keep going. The work that we're doing now, the foundation we're laying down is not going unseen. It's not going unheard. Our youth is seeing it. Our kids are seeing it. So many artists I know are also educators, and they bring both of their words together. And that's what we have to do, because we have to we grew up in a time where art was kind of like, you ain't going to make it as a poet. You need to be a doctor, lawyer, or you need to go ahead and get you a union job with some good benefits. You need to go ahead and get that degree. And I think we need to show our children and show even not just our children, our other peers our age who think that they still have to, I'm not going to say slave at a 9 to 5, because I enjoy my 9 to 5. I love what I do for a living, but who thinks that that's their only calling, that they can't step into their art simultaneously, that they can't step into what they love to do simultaneously, because you can. And they come together and eventually bridge to the point where you find yourself in like an overly happy place. I love the fact that I get to work with kids throughout the day, but every evening or weekend, I get to do my art. I get to go perform or something of that nature. So again, the Say Experience is this Sunday. It's Sunday. It starts at 5. I'll drop my info in the chat. So if you want to get in contact with me, if you want some tickets, or if the address is 1905 Federal Street, there'll be 19th and Federal in South Philly. There'll be tickets available at the door. Shout out to the Poetry Boot Camp. Better see y'all there, because I'll be there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much for blessing our night.
Thank you. I appreciate
Be in touch. Have a wonderful night.
You too. Love you all.
I'll do a ladies' night next week or something, okay?
Ladies night.
Love
you. Mwah.
Wow.
Well, that's
That's it. A successful one. Thank you so much for having us.
And thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, everyone who blessed the mic on tonight. And we'll see you next month.
Next month?
Yes.
Next month.
But before next month, we'll see you on the 28th.
28th.
Well, matter of
You
fact,
have something on the 21st.
Matter of fact, we'll see you on the 21st at Wine Down with Nicki D. I'm performing. Nettie's performing. Another open mic experience. We still have some open mic slots. So head over to nickidthepoet.org to claim your seat in the room. And thank you guys so much. See you.